Hi, my name's Dan, and this is Dreams Around the World. Hi, my name's Dan, and this is Dreams Around the World. Hi, my name's Dan, and this is Dreams Around the World. And in this video, we're discussing repetitive tasks and how much us ENFPs hate them and some things you can do about them. If you're an ENFP or one of our close cousins like an INFP, you probably share a disdain for anything repetitive where there is no variety, there is no challenge, it's just something that you have to do. For me, one of these is the intros and outros of YouTube videos. It's like, come on, do I have to tell you to subscribe every time? Well, I do. That's what the algorithm says. So if you're new here, do subscribe and hit the bell. And if you aren't, you know that we'll have some solutions starting with the big picture. So we all have different repetitive things we have to do in our lives. This can be everything from accounting to filing reports related to our job, to household chores. And the first thing that I'm going to throw out, because we always start big picture here, is that you should think about changes you can make overall. So if your job right now requires that you spend 50% of your time on repetitive tasks, you might want to change your job. I'm not here to judge, but ultimately we can come up with some coping mechanisms and some strategies here, and I have 3 really good ones I'm going to share here. But you do want to think big picture. You do want to realize that if what makes you successful in your job is repetition and doing the same thing over and over again in a perfect way, well, that's probably not the right job for you as an ENFP or INFP. So it might be a little difficult initially to, pull that Band-Aid off and make a change, but long term, you're going to really appreciate that. Now, on to strategies for the repetitive tasks that you can't get away from, because no matter how well you set up your life, and I've been working at this for over a decade. I have a team working with me. I have really every freedom to set up my life how I can, and there's still the odd repetitive task I have to do. And I figured out some ways to get through them a lot easier. The first thing you can think about doing, which is easier now than ever before, is automating some of your tasks. Now, there are tools such as IFTTT, if that, then this, which is basically free or completely free as far as I know, as well as Zapier, which is a paid tool, which allow you to do so many automations with technology. They take a bit of time to set up, but once you have them set up, they can perform a ton of repetitive tasks for you without you even being aware they are going on. Let me give you an example. If someone signs up for an ENFP Unleashed coaching call, they will go to a website. They will see what times are available. We host a couple calls each week usually. They'll pick a call, they'll register for it. They'll receive an email giving them the time, the date, an add to calendar link, all that stuff. They're then going to receive an email an hour and I believe 4 hours before the actual event. Then when they attend the event, they'll be added to a spreadsheet that me and my team have access to see who's went to what coaching call. And then after the call, they'll receive an email just following up about their experience on the call if it was their first call. We offer something called the Try Me Out, which is something that you can do as well if you go to dreamsaroundtheworld.com/ENFP training. If you sign up for the free email training, you have an opportunity for just $17 to come to one of the group coaching calls and see what it's all about. And when people do that, then we send them a follow-up to say, hey, do you want to become a part of the community and all this, right? So we have 3-4 emails, tracking in a spreadsheet, all these different things. All of it happens automatically. Not a single human being is involved in that equation. Well, except for you when you're signing up for the call, but I mean on our end of things. I have a ton of these automations, and they aren't something that is necessarily fun for ENFPs to set up. There's some initial work, which is not necessarily what we do best, but the amount of time you save in the long term is really worth it. So IFTTT.com or Zapier.com are the two tools I use that I would definitely check out. You can also use these for all kinds of personal automations as well. Now the second one here, I think is the best one. I'm packing the best in the middle here, just like a great sandwich, which is save things for the last minute. If there's some kind of admin work you need to do that you have to do, say every month, file a report, and you always dread doing it, and you don't want to do it, and you always do it last minute anyhow, then just start planning to do it last minute. One of my clients, Marshall, took this advice, and he has been raving about it, how that alone was worth all the time spent working with me. Because what it meant is that before, he would have this report he was dreading, and he'd be waiting to the end of the month and thinking, oh, I should be doing this now, I should be doing this now. And it would be eating up all this mental space, and he'd be feeling bad that he was procrastinating it. And then ultimately, he would do it the last day of the month anyhow. And on one of our first coaching calls together, I just told him, hey, just do it the last day of the month. And don't feel bad. Like, enjoy the rest of the month. Rather than, like, why are you suffering 100 times when you only need to suffer one time on the last day?
Dan said one thing, the one nugget was worth the whole course of the NFP Unleashed course was, I procrastinate like crazy, like paperwork. I will put it off for a full month when I know that if I just put it in, I'll get, paid big money. Yeah. And he said, you know what? Like, if you got something that isn't due for like a month or something, he's like, put it on the calendar like the day or the day before the end of the month and forget about it. And then when it comes to that time, do it, because you probably crammed for exams. You probably waited till the 11th hour to do something, and you do it beautifully. You like knock it out of the park. You got probably some of the best results when you did it last minute. And when he told me to do that, I've been doing that for the last year now. And it's like, just like, I can unload all this crap. And it was like those little things, those little nuggets that he shared and in his videos and stuff was like just totally worth it. And so now I'm like, I free myself during the month. It's like, okay, I know I've got to do this one training. Well, I got 2 weeks to do it. Well, I'll put it off. Whereas like my ex-wife, she would be like, well, why don't you do it now? And then you have it done and out of the way. And it's like, I couldn't get there because I knew I didn't have to do it until 2 weeks.
This alone will completely change how you work. If there's something you generally procrastinate and that's just your pattern and it's not getting you in trouble, then just accept it and stop feeling bad about it. Feeling bad about it and eating up all your mental space is one of the worst parts about it all. Not actually that you're doing something last minute. Because you know what? When you do something last minute, and all of us who submitted papers in college know this, is you usually do it a lot quicker and often more effectively, more efficiently, and sometimes just better when you condense something and do it last minute than if you gradually try to spread it out over many days or many weeks. In a lot of my training programs, I'm very transparent with the members. I prepare the training the day of or the day before. It may seem like it's prepared over weeks. It might be a 3-hour training, but I don't, because I know that I will prepare it in a better way and deliver it better if I do it all within a very condensed period. So this is something not only for some of my clients has made a big difference, but my own life, I embrace this across the board. I do not feel guilty if I wait to the last minute, and I actually build my schedule so that things are being done much more last minute. The last one here, and then I will throw in a bit of a bonus one as well, but the last is try turning it into an event. I was watching the Dutch F1 a few weeks back, and you see it's basically a bunch of cars racing around a track. I mean, I've started to really love F1, but it's a simple affair. But they have it going on in the Netherlands. They have DJ Tiesto playing. It's basically like everyone's at a party. It's an event on top of an event. And this is something that you can think about doing with some of those repetitive tasks. Maybe you do what I do, which is when I have a lot of repetitive tasks building up or things that I would usually procrastinate, I'll build them all up, I'll make a list, and then I'll go to a really interesting cafe or bar, play my favorite music, have a drink, sit down and just get through it and try to make it a much more fun experience. You could also do something where you actually bring together other people. So you get a group of friends and you say, hey, listen, we're all procrastinating something. Why don't we meet up together on the last Friday of every month, and we'll encourage each other, we'll have a great energy, we'll work through all our tasks, and then at the end of it, we can go out and have a night on the town and kind of reward ourselves in it. So you actually turn this negative into a really positive, fun experience and make it more enjoyable to go through it. Now, I said I would share a bit of a bonus story, a bonus tip here. I'm in Belgrade, Serbia right now, not in the 1960s as it does look like. And my first 5 weeks here, I was just living in a hotel. There's a bunch of reasons for that. One is I've always just wanted to live in a hotel. It's been something I've wanted to do. And I just got tired of messaging with Airbnbs trying to find the right place, to be honest. So I just kept extending my stay. But in this hotel, it was a nice hotel. It had daily maid service and everything like that. And I didn't realize until I moved out of the hotel and started to see the garbage build up and dishes and things like that. Laundry, they had laundry service, that I realized like, oh, that daily service was actually quite helpful and quite nice. So it is something, again, to think about. If there are these repetitive tasks in your life, like housework, like cleaning, certain things that really you're just not drawn to, and if there's a way in your life, if your lifestyle allows for it, if your income allows for it, definitely think about getting help in those areas. Everyone I know who has is very grateful that they have and finds that it is a really positive experience. In my personal life and business life, the more I hire people, the more I work with other people who are in their strength and allow me to do more of what I do best and not the sort of repetitive things, let's say, that I don't, the better things go, and generally the more satisfied I am as well. So I hope you have found this video useful. In the comments below, let me know 1 or 2 repetitive tasks that you usually procrastinate and may continue to procrastinate if you're following tip number 2, but what approach you will take to deal with them differently. If you are new here, my name is Dan, this is Dreams Around the World, and my mission is to help you become the best version of yourself, all while creating the most awesome life possible for you and those you love. I publish new videos here on YouTube each and every week. So if you've enjoyed this and you want to catch more, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, because otherwise YouTube is a bit of a bastard and they don't always tell you when I publish a video, and I assume if you've just subscribed that you really want to know. So do that too, and I will catch you in the next video soon. One last thing, if you're an ENFP who loves being told how absolutely awesome you are and why you are the best in the world, well, head over to dreamsaroundtheworld.com/ENFP training, and you can get my free training series for ENFPs, where the first email is a pep talk. You'll see the subject line in your inbox, ENFPs are awesome. After you read it, reply to the email me back, and let me know what one of your favorite things to do is. See you in your inbox.